Good evening, Stephen, and it's not a bad night here. There's a little bit of misty rain, there's a bit of a breeze, and it's not just as cold as it was a week ago, but then we are right in the middle of February. This is not a bad Edinburgh side at all. Richard Cocker has made a number of changes. Jason Harris returns to the right wing. Sam Hidalgo-Klein, the international, at half-back. Neil Cochrane, the veteran hooker, returns, but significantly in the back row, two Scots internationals. Cornell Dupree returns, as does flanker John Hardy, with Bill Mata, the Fijian Olympic gold medalist from Fiji, moving to number 6. So it is a good side, particularly in that very, very strong and very mobile and ball-winning back row. And also will have their work cut out to contain that loose trio. Ulster keeping everyone waiting. And Edinburgh will be looking forward to this. But what a great finish they produced last week at home, as Alan O'Connor, for the second week in a row, leads this Ulster side out. He did a pretty good job last week in his first outing as captain of his adopted province. Former Leinsterman, of course, Ireland Junior World Cup player Alan O'Connor. And he knows this will be an altogether tougher proposition for Ulster. Just the 4 changes, 3 of them enforced perhaps by injury. Rob Herring returns from international duty to start in the middle of the front row. John Dysel comes in at 8, with Mick Timoney moving to 7 in place of the injured Sean Reedy. Behind the scrum, 2 significant changes. No Charles Piatow, so the highly versatile Louis Ludick deputises at fullback, and back on the left wing, a little earlier than anticipated. Double British and Irish Lions Tourist Grand Slam winner, top try scorer in this competition, the one, the only, Mr. Tommy Bowe returns. And for a big game, you couldn't get anybody better. The 161st competition game for, not even arguably, but definitely the world's #1 referee, Nigel Owens, who officiated a couple of weeks ago for France, Ireland and Paris on the opening day of the Six Nations. So here we go. It's a Jaco van der Walt from South Africa. Now Edinburgh gets us underway, and here is a South African who has played for the Springboks and met with pretty stern opposition. John Dysel back on the Ulster side for his 9th start of the season. John Cooney gives up plenty of height, covered back by another South African who's played for Scotland, Cornell Dupree. Dougie Fife, another Scottish international. And Edinburgh altogether quicker off the mark than the Southern Kings last week. A little bit of readjustment out on the far side. Ulster trying to push into touch, and the touch judge's flag goes up, and not bad defending by Ulster. And good evening, Ian Humphreys.
Good evening, Jim. Good evening, everybody. And yeah, good start there by Stuart McCluskey and Craig Gilroy to force Edinburgh into touch. But I think an early sign of Edinburgh's plan to try and attack wide. Dougie Fife saw Nick Timoney in midfield and try to take him on, not realising Nick's probably one of the quickest in the Ulster squad. So entertaining start, hopefully.
Good take at the front by Ulster. That line is the home 10-metre line. John Cooney, who's been outstanding in the top point scorer for Ulster so far this season. Down that far touchline, he's put just enough of that. That's a good kick. Ulster underneath it, well taken in by John Dysel. Nice little one-handed pass. Now it's McCluskey. Ferocious handoff by the big centre three-quarter. Cooney again, well taken by McPhillips. Clever ball to Tommy Bowe. Chip and chase by TJ Bowe. As an outside half, you'd appreciate that pass from Johnny McPhillips.
That was beautiful by Johnny McPhillips. Obviously had a quick glance before he got the ball, realised that Edinburgh were defending narrow, looking to shoot in, just a lovely footed pass, but brilliant kick by John Cooney, reminiscent of Ulster at their best, with a kick chase, and well up by Craig Gilroy. And very good support by John Dysel, not letting the ball die and slow down, trying to keep it alive. So great tempo by Ulster, and hopefully they can keep it up.
Yeah, terrific continuity and great awareness of space. McCluskey just thought there was a wee half gap there. Cochrane taken at the front by his skipper Fraser McKenzie. The respective captains wearing number 4 in the back of their jerseys.
Once.
Nigel Owens said to Edinburgh, you'll have to play this one. Hidalgo-Klein does play it. Put that a wee bit far perhaps. Tommy Bowe. Louis Ludick going to change direction. Also need to get men to the breakdown, and they have done. Cooney. McCluskey nicely away. Gilroy has a dart. Oh, he's done well, Gilroy. Good cover though by Edinburgh, but Gilroy has breached the first line of defence. McPhillips, sweet pass to Andrew Warwick, the loose head prop. Taken on by Matty Ray, the flanker. It's start by Ulster hanging onto the ball. Nick Timothy playing at 7 for only the second time this year. Back in the fold, Vian Herbst, the tight head. McPhillips, Luke Marshall. Good to see him back playing again after what was a 4-month layoff with a nasty leg problem.
Backwards.
Referee saying the ball went backward. Good bustling drive for the second time by John Diesel. There'll be a point to prove tonight. Likewise, Vian Herbst. McPhillips just trying to keep a lid on it. Where's that going to go? Oh, beautiful by McPhillips.
Lovely start, Jim. Johnny McPhillips mixing his game very nicely, whether it's letting the ball be played off 9 the forwards or getting his hands on the ball. And at times, he's attacking the gain line very, very aggressively, which is opening soft shoulders for Luke Marshall, and then sometimes he's feeding his forwards early, and then no messing about, putting Edinburgh under pressure, and this is what Ulster need to continue doing. A great start by Johnny McPhillips.
It's been
we carry on,
more than 8.5 years since Edinburgh last won on this particular ground. Nigel Owens insisting that the Edinburgh hooker Neil Cochran come up to the middle of the respective lines at this throw. Mata takes it at the front. Viliami, known as Bill Mata, the 26-year-old Fijian 7 superstar. Good control though by Edinburgh, just shunting forward. And again, Nigel Owens saying that's enough, we've got to play it. And Hidalgo Klein does just that. And he's kept that in field. Well taken by Gilroy, who's fronted the touch, and that will give Edinburgh the line out. So it was a pretty good, what they call an exit strategy. Was Gilroy taking a bit of a knock in?
Yeah, I think he went down after his carry there a couple of phases ago, and as he got hit there, it was quite a big hit by Van der Merwe, who, as we were saying in warm-up, Jim's a big bloke. But that's perfect by Edinburgh. Sam Hidalgo Klein, kick absolute on a nutshell. The previous one's a bit long, but all you want to do is be able to compete right near the touchline, and unfortunately Ulster have lost possession.
Gilroy's got a bit of a bump. David Irwin there, just having a look at him. Gilroy hasn't come back on the field again, and also will have to bring on a replacement. Edinburgh win the line-out for the 3rd time in a row. All the way across field into the arms of Tommy Bowe. Louis Ludick, foot in the gas, very nearly got through that gap. A loose pass there by Cooney, not like him at all. Here's John Diesel again. Cooney, Andy Warwick. Ulster's props getting involved early on. Cooney again, McPhillips, Bowe, McCluskey. Ulster still inside their own half with almost 6 minutes gone. Cooney. Well, there's nobody out in this left wing. There's nobody ready to chase that, so plenty of time for Hidalgo Klein inside to the enormous Duhan van der Merwe, who's burst away from the first tackle. Gets it to Dupree, who's slung it behind him to Hardy. Dougie Five gets ambushed by Luke Marshall. That's been knocked forward by Edinburgh. Under a little bit of pressure there, Christine. Referee's playing advantage, and I thought he might have been going to give a penalty there to Ulster, but he's given the scrum.
Yeah, he was threatening it, but just a knock on, and you can see Edinburgh trying to play very, very loosely. Maybe the influence of so many Sevens players such as Dougie Fife, Mark Bennett and Billy Mata. They're just keeping the ball alive, but I would say Richard Cock will be pretty unhappy with some of the loose kicking and loose play.
Craig Gilroy has gone off. It looks like he's maybe popped a rib or something. And Dave Busby has come on for his very first game this season. So the Ulster top try scorer, who's got 8 in the competition this season, Craig Gilroy, is gone. And that's a huge blow, given that they've got injuries on the wing to spare, haven't they? Yeah,
massive. Obviously, I think they're fortunate that tonight they've got Louis Ludick and Tommy Bowe playing with plenty of experience in the back 3, but it'll be a big blow. But David Busby's trained very well all week or all season and has been chomping at the bit to get his opportunity.
First scrum of the evening, and it's an Ulster put in on the 10-metre line of the visitors. Nearly 7 minutes gone, the clock has stopped. It's the Edinburgh tight head, just 21 years of age, Murray McCallum. Edinburgh with no fewer than 5 international prop forwards in their squad, and Ulster just a little bit on the heavier side. 3 pounds between them.
Shoulder square. Crouch. Bind.
Cooney just having a little glance to see where
Set.
his forces are divided behind
Hold
the
it
scrum.
there.
There's 3 on either
In
side.
line. Keep it up, lads. Good work. Keep it up.
Good solid Ulster scrum. Cooney. Again a rather wayward pass, and again it's Louis Ludick makes a decent bit of ground. Cooney again. Matty Ray into contact. McPhillips.
Touch the flight.
That was touched by an Edinburgh player. That could go anywhere. Good covering by Ulster. Now this is the big fast man, Duhan van der Merwe from George in South Africa. Hidalgo climbed at the base of that Edinburgh maul. Bill Mata takes it forward. Scored a try in the corresponding fixture a year ago at Murrayfield. Also yet to play at Fairhill in this competition. Hidalgo Klein looking for a touch and not finding it. Swift ball now. Tommy Bowe. Luke Marshall. McCluskey trying to get outside him, and he does, and comes back inside.
Lost now. Lost.
Quickly in by Cooney. McPhillips. Again it's Warwick, and Edinburgh's defence much better organised than the Southern Kings a week ago. That's nicely done. There's a weak chance of an overlap. Away they go. Here comes Nick Timoney, who's got it back inside to Louis Ludick, and that's going to be a try for Cooney. That is a simply magnificent score, a team score if ever there was one by Ulster, and the coaching staff will be clapping their paws.
That is a great try, Jim. It all starts from a power kick by Edinburgh, and great work by Stuart McCluskey and Luke Marshall off the ball to work back, spread the Edinburgh defence, and then a couple of quick phases. Kieran Treadwell plays, John McPhillips at the back, and just lovely hands by Ulster, and lovely support play by, I think it was Louis Ludick. First pass and then chases the second touch, as they always talk about, and John Cooney up the middle of the pitch in the support line just to finish it off. But lovely team play with nice interlinking and good quick ruck ball, and just real doing the basics very well. So Dwayne Peel and John O'Gibbs will be delighted. Interesting,
John Cooney just eased himself to the turf to touchdown, unlike the unfortunate Robbie Henshaw a week ago at Lansdowne Road. So Cooney taking no chances, and he won't be taking any chances with this conversion. John Cooney with 91 league points at the start of this game, and if he kicks that it'll be 98, and he has kicked it. So John Cooney 2 away from the 100 so far. So trial conversion by Cooney. Everybody can take great credit for that one, Ian.
Yeah, Jim, it's been a great start by Ulster. The discipline's been very good, the accuracy's been very good, and nobody's been trying to force the pass. If it's not on, they're holding on to it, and they're just playing with such enthusiasm and energy, and working hard for each other.
Little one-handed underarm pass there from Nick Timoney. Might have been worth looking at it again, but nobody's bothering. Here's Cooney. Good strike from the hand. Dupreer takes. Played for Scotland against Wales in the opening game of the Six Nations this season. Released by Scotland. He's leaving Edinburgh at the end of this year. Likewise, Duncan Weir and the man who passed the ball there, Hidalgo Klein. Stolen there wonderfully well by John Dysel. Good hands by Ulster. They could create something if they can get it away. That looked a wee bit on the forward side. Play on, says the referee. It was handled by an Edinburgh player, so Ulster keep the momentum. Cooney. Matty Ray up to the 10-metre line. McPhillips. Alan O'Connor, Ulster's skipper for the second week in a row. McPhillips once again. Contact wasn't great, but he's got it inside the 22, and Edinburgh will have to reply. It was Dougie Fife. And was he inside his 22? Yes, he was, just about.
Yeah, good game management by John McPhillips again. Ulster lost their shape a little bit, and it'll be interesting to see whether we get to see this hit off the ball. This is a good turnover by John Dysel. Interestingly, Nigel Owens had told him to let go, but he still picked it up, and you could hear the Edinburgh guys down the mic not happily. But Luke Marshall getting hit off the ball. Here's the replay of the try. Lovely by Nick Timoney. He's such a good athlete in those wide channels, and Ulster making the most of his physicality and athleticism.
Good take of the lineup by Ulster. And we get a bit of a counter drive on. Rob Herring back in the Ulster front row. Starting his 11th game of the season for Ulster. McPhillips, McCluskey, Luke Marshall. Good combination, the two of them at the moment. Vian Herbst seems to have regained his appetite for the game after an iffy season due mainly to injury. Ludic Timoney, the 7 specialist out wide.
On the chest, on the chest, on the chest, play on.
So I thought that was high. You can hear Nigel Owen saying that was on the chest. Alan O'Connor again. McPhillips. Oh, he's done it again.
That looks like Johnny McPhillips' favourite corner there, Jimmy's. You can just see when the ball gets slow, he turns his shoulders and just bangs it back over the corner, over behind Van der Merwe. Ulster seem to have quite a strong kicking plan tonight. They've tried to put a few high balls up on Dougie Fife as well. They're finding a lot of joy there, and Edinburgh struggle to get out of that corner, so usually it's the other corner down by the Memorials that's tough on corner they call, but John McPhillips making plenty of good kicks in that corner this evening.
Coming at the 13 minutes gone, Ulster 7-0 up, a try and conversion by John Cooney. Rob Herring occupying the scrum half position right at the back of that line-out for Ulster. Now will they challenge or just wait for the catch and then try to counter-drive? Ball taken in by 22-year-old Lewis Carmichael, former Scotland under-20 international for Edinburgh. Penalty against Ulster, first penalty they conceded this evening. That will give Edinburgh a chance to just clear their lines.
Yeah, I'd say John Gibbs will be a bit disappointed with that. Edinburgh will go nowhere with that maul, and it's just a cheap exit, an easy exit for Edinburgh now to try and get down round their own 10-metre, own halfway line to launch another platform to launch an attack.
Well, this is what happened. That was the catch. Did Matt Ray bring the man to ground? He certainly seemed to be trying, and there Vian Herbst, I think. It's Vian Herbst, I think, collapsed that.
What's the pattern? What's the pattern?
Now Edinburgh line out. Neil Cochran, now 34 years of age, spent 9 years playing for different clubs in England. Carmichael took it yet again in the middle. And we brace the touch judge or assistant referee on the far side, keeping a good eye on things there. Slow ball for Edinburgh, they would like that. Ulster just kept them fairly well locked up and they've disrupted Edinburgh's forward drive. But the visitors now have the ball yet again. Good tackling straight up by Ulster and particularly by Nick Timoney. That's got plenty of height on him. Oh, wonderful take by Tommy Bowe. A few people do that as well. Look, Marshall, play on, says the referee. Dysdale gets it away.
Ulster just looked to have lost a bit of shape there, Jim. A poor kick, but Tommy Bowe taking in there, the Ulster boys seemed to freeze a little bit, and then Luke Marshall just shoveled it on, and really there Alan O'Connor probably needs to carry it, or John Dysdale probably with the cleaners. So
yes, it was popped back forward by Alan O'Connor. Yeah. Maybe Munster might just have been better just getting round Tommy Bowe and settling things down a little bit before they move the ball on.
Yeah, I think that's what can happen when there's a poor kick by either side. Everybody loses shape and just needed somebody to take it forward there, set up a ruck and let John McPhillips get into position to organise again.
Same with this one, please, okay? Seconds! On you, ready?
Just the second scrum of the evening and the first put in for Edinburgh, Sam Hidalgo Klein. Only 24 years of age, born in Granada in Spain, incidentally.
Number 8, get in, please.
9 Scottish caps to his name, and a member of the most recent World Cup squad.
You engage. Once you're off the ground, I want you fully bound, please. Don't swing it in.
Nigel Owens asking the front rows not to swivel in once they're engaged. Andy Warwick and Ulster loose head side, starting just for the 4th time this season.
Bind. Set. Keep it up, lads. That's work good. Keep it up. That's good. Keep it up.
Nigel Owens down on one knee, seeing what's going on the far side. John Cooney protesting. Likewise, Sam Hidalgo Klein. But then, did you ever know a player with a scrum half who didn't protest?
Yeah, exactly. Jim, that's looks a good solid scrum by Ulster. Andrew Warwick in that frame looking very solid. Obviously, I know what I'm talking about, no suggestions. But the interesting thing is looking at the Ulster backline. A lot of the chat going on about Jared Payne having a big influence in the defensive sessions recently, that they look in a slightly different shape. I don't know whether they've been adjusting things or whether we're looking at Tommy Bowe going to be
Hips
shooting
and
a bit
about,
harder
please,
here.
okay?
But it's been interesting listening to the chat about
All
how
of you.
well Jared's integrated into and bringing his influence as one of the best defenders in the game that has played for Ulster and Ireland over the last number of years.
Edinburgh have everybody except their left wing, Duhan van der Merwe, out to the open side of the field, the Edinburgh right.
Bind. Set.
Hidalgo Klein, just a little glance toward the Ulster posts.
Give it up.
Again, referee saying to keep it up.
Use.
And he's told Edinburgh to use it.
Use.
That's twice. And they do eventually. Duprere. Van der Merwe, 6'3" of him coming in off his wing. This is Fraser McKenzie, the Edinburgh skipper. Hidalgo Klein. Duprere. Into Alan O'Connor, who can't quite turn him over, but has done well. Van der Vault. It's gone loose. Try claiming that it was knocked on. I think eventually Nigel Owens agreeing. I think Andrew Brace on the far side might have had something to say about that.
Yeah, that's great defence by Ulster off the first phase. Good solid tackle, I think it was by John Cooney on Van der Merwe coming off his wing, and you just see that the scrum's basically back in the same place again.
Little glimpse there in the touchline. Woolly hatted.
The leg strong, lads.
Jared Payne.
Leg strong underneath, please.
Coming up at the end of the first quarter. And Edinburgh win here tonight, and John Hardy, born in New Zealand now with 16 Scottish caps to his name. Didn't play for disciplinary reasons for a month or two. Richard Cochran not taking any nonsense either on or off the field.
Bind.
You get Ian's reminiscences of Richard Cochran in a wee minute. Ulster scrum on their own 10-metre line.
Who's going nowhere? Stay there.
Again, it's a good one. McCluskey moves into the outside half position and gets across that gain line and still rumbles forward. Dysel picks up interesting colour and boots, but Dysel, having stolen one ball, has that taken away from him. Tommy Bowe saying with Johnny McPhillips, just you get back in field, and that's going to be a 22. Well left by Tommy Bowe.
Yeah, great experience by Tommy not to panic there. You could easily have seen him lifting it early and forcing the play from a difficult position, but had a good glance around him and realised that the ball was going to run dead. So a bit frustrating after a great carry by Stuart McCluskey over the gain line in midfield to then turned over so cheaply, but also just be pleased nothing came from the turnover.
Territorially, it's been Edinburgh's game for the last few minutes. But it's 7-0 to the home side. McPhillips. It's held up just a wee bit. Mata's not quite sure what to do with it, and when he does get it, he gets a couple of white shirts right on top of him. But Edinburgh have won it. Tried to put that back inside. No knock forward. Also got somebody down injured. It's too serious. Kieran Treadwell, the man, got up a bit gingerly.
Led with the elbow.
Hidalgo Klein again. Good tackle on McKenzie, the Edinburgh skipper. Hidalgo Klein once more. Jaco van der Valk. Good defending by Ulster.
Great turnover by Andrew Warwick. It's going to be interesting to see whether
10 does not release.
The player led into John Cooney with an elbow. He seemed to go down and lie down for a minute. And I think this is going to be the replay. Oh, this is the replay of the turnover. And great chop tackle by Nick Timney. I think it wasn't Warwick. Short,
on his feet,
short and squat, straight over the ball,
after
and
the
tough to
offensive
move.
holding on.
You just see the energy in Ulster's defence, Jim. They're just, the forwards are getting off the line. They're not worrying too much about techniques or anything fancy. They're just getting off their line and hitting boys as hard as they can, and it's turning into opportunities for turnovers.
Phillips makes a decent bit of ground as we go into the second quarter of this game with Ulster, who have got a tough run in. 6 more games after this, and are exactly 2/3 the way through the regular league campaign, and of the last 6 games Ulster are away for 4 of them, and this is not a bad time to bring in another Ulster outside half of yesteryear, not that far ago. Paddy Wallace.
Evening, guys. Yeah, no, very impressive start by Ulster. Very impressed. 2 points by Johnny McPhillips. First of all, I think his game management has been excellent. He is bossing his pack around the pitch, putting him in the right position as well through a very good quality kicking game tonight. And also, I think Ian's mentioned already, the ferocity in the Ulster defence is something that's been lacking throughout the season. There seems to be a real edge, and they're getting off the line and getting into the Edinburgh faces straight away. And it's been very good start to the game so far.
Thank you, Paddy. Wide pass by McPhillips, finds his hooker Rob Herring. Edinburgh's defence was looking pretty good there, and Ulster knocked the ball back a couple of times. Nick Timoney. Edinburgh player was the offside, he was interfering, and the referee says he wasn't. Neil Cochrane not doing anything wrong. And the counter ruck, according to the referee, was a good one. And back goes Tommy Bowe. He's not going to let this one go. Back inside his 22, that was passed. Here goes McPhillips. Gets it to Bowe. Well, the idea was to get it to Bowe, and it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, Jim, that's unfortunate. I think it's good enterprise by John McPhillips. He had a good look up ahead of him and saw there was just 2 against 2, and the defender jumped in, and unfortunately Tommy just caught in his heels slightly. But just nice to see him having the intent to attack from deep. But Ulster be disappointed with another turnover. That's a couple now in the last few minutes. It's just given Edinburgh some energy.
Not an issue.
When a team's away from home, you want to take that energy away from
okay?
you. You don't want to give them simple mistakes, simple field position, and that's what Edinburgh feed off. Billy Matta still hasn't been into the game, and I don't think they're going to. Can't see a first half of him getting a couple of carries. So hopefully Ulster can turn this over and get down there in the pitch.
Cochrane taken at the front by Mackenzie. And we're trying to get a bit of a rumble forward, and Ulster not allowing them to do that. That's good work by the Ulster forwards. And Edinburgh get a secondary shove, and they're up to the home 22.
Away to
Rob Herring told to get out of it, and he does very sensibly. That would have been a penalty. Now they won it. Good tackling by Ulster. This is Cochrane. Runs into his opposite number, Herring. Good ground made by Cochrane. Hidalgo Klein to Cornell Dupree. Again Hidalgo Klein. Van der Volt. Spill forward by Harries. Referee playing advantage to Ulster. They can get quick ball. This could be interesting. McPhillips does get it away. Good work by Busby. Assist was by Louis Ludick. Andrew Warwick rode that tackle well.
Hands away, Edinburgh lost. Hands away. Advantage is over from the knock-on.
Advantage is over. McCluskey. Well taken by Herring, who's not slow. Matty Ray is in there. Kieran Treadwell. First time he's got the ball in the big paws. Edinburgh slow getting back, and somebody got a shove in the back.
There was 9 balls available.
It's slowed down, and Cooney very good in the way of Robson, but the kick. McCluskey comes in field. That's gone all over the place.
He didn't touch it.
It wasn't touched by an Edinburgh player. This could work out nicely for Edinburgh if they can get it away. What a great tackle that was by Ulster, and by Dave Busby. McPhillips. Oh, dangerous. Now he has to release that. He can't hang on to it on the ground. Referee is going to give the penalty against him for holding on. They've got to take it through the mark, and then we're looking to take it quickly, as you'd expect from them.
Yeah, also lucky that they weren't able to take a quick
Got to
one
his
there.
feet.
Great kick by I think it was Sam Hidalgo Klein, and the chase was very good. I think we just see it again here. John McPhillips works well to get back. I'm not sure who makes that tackle. Is it Dougie Fife? And great back to his feet straight away to call. Or Mark Bennett from his sevens background, and just great hustle by Edinburgh. You just see the energy, and that's Richard Cochrane in a nutshell. Full of energy, full of aggression, full of work rate.
Well, that's an interesting scoreline to date from the sports ground in Galway. Connacht trailing the Zebra. Glasgow 12-7 up against the Cheetahs. An honours evening between the Ospreys and the Southern Kings. But this is the most crucial set piece of this game here with 25 minutes gone. Edinburgh will be looking for a catch and drive. There's the catch. Now they bring it down. Here's the drive around the front. And Matta may well get over in the corner. But the pitch judge, Andrew Brace, has got his flag up. So William Matu put a big foot into touch. And Ulster have got out of jail there.
They have. I'm actually surprised after the last maul Edinburgh didn't try and maul them over, but a fancy peel around the front. We just see the replay. Must be a good hit by Rob Herring, and between Rob Herring and John. Ooh, Rob Herring and John Kenny. That looked close, Jim.
I think as he dived, the tiptoe went into touch, so it's Ulster's line out.
Stay there.
Now, I'd never see them do anything too fancy over the top. Treadwell at the front. It's got to be right. Ooh, tap back on Ulster's side. Knocked on by Edinburgh, you may well have heard.
Vantage knock
Nigel
on.
on say.
Vantage knock on.
Ulster kick this, then the advantage will be over, but they'll be happy to clear it. McPhillips in the scrum half position. charge down, but they'll go back for the scrum.
Yeah, Ulster getting away with it there, Jim.
No advantage, knocked on the line out.
I think this is one where Ulster probably would have preferred the scrum, because Cooney's at the bottom of that ruck, and as soon as it was going to be kicked, there was going to be advantage over, so Ulster will be pleased it came from the scrum, but lucky to get away with that line out.
Yes, Fraser McKenzie, Edinburgh's skipper, just got a hand to it, but it was nudged forward towards the Ulster try line, hence the scrummage. This is the foot in touch. Mata, I'll tell you, he's about 6'5", and he really did his best to stretch for that one, but he couldn't quite make it.
Let us deal with it, all right?
It's been all Edinburgh this last 10 minutes in terms of territory.
It has, Jim. It just shows the couple of small mistakes Ulster have made and how Edinburgh have capitalised with the sort of the passing and the touch and the turnover in midfield, which led to the kick into the far corner of territory. It just shows how important it is to look after the ball, especially with the kicking game of Hidalgo Klein and the work rate that the centre back
crouch. Bind.
Joe Doherty's brass band trying to stir up some emotion from the Ulster faithful.
Keep it up, lads, keep it up.
Cooney. Well, this is interesting. McCluskey.
Move.
It's also now in a better position. McPhillips poised directly behind Cooney, who takes it on himself. That's another charge down. This could again go anywhere. And Ulster, have they won it on the ground? I think they had, you know, but it was knocked forward by a man in white.
Yeah, unlucky by either David Busby or Van Herbst. Good work rate to push through and chase after the charge down, but Ulster will be frustrated not to clean. This is just a simple clean exit. They'll have worked at it throughout all the season, so it'll be frustrating that they weren't able to execute.
They're an infinitely different proposition in Edinburgh than last week's opposition, who probably wouldn't even thought about doing that.
It is, Jim, and just the small subtleties that, as I keep going back to Richard Cockle, you see at the edge of that ruck, they'll know that John Cooney's right-footed, so at that ruck they'll know that McCluskey will carry the first phase, and if you can go back to it, you see it's both second rows are there, Jim. So they're the two tallest players on the pitch.
When the second row comes up, I want you fully bound.
There is Richard
not after I call the set.
pen in hand on
Get
the
your
right-hand
shoulders
side
in,
of your
fully
screen,
bound before
who
I call the
incidentally,
set.
as head coach of the Leicester Tigers, came here 3 times with the Leicester Tigers and did not manage to win a single game. He'd like to do something about that balance this evening, I'm sure.
Yeah, he certainly will. Obviously those days at Leicester, they had a couple of horrible defeats here. And as you said, it's a long time since Edinburgh have won as well. I think, unfortunately, the three of us, myself, Stevie and Paddy, were all involved that night. Not a good night, and hopefully history doesn't repeat itself this evening.
Well, amen to that from an Ulster perspective. Hello. Ian Herbst, who's been Irish qualified since the start of the season, came here from the Natal Sharks as a special project player.
Strike in the middle, please.
A lot of pretty decent tight heads in Ireland at the moment. And Ulster bringing Marty Moore back from England.
Set.
He started next
Hold it
season.
there. Keep it up, lads, keep it up.
Half-hour mark.
Keep it up.
Still 7-0 to Ulster. The try after 8 minutes by Cooney. Hidalgo Klein trying to put a little bit of width in that. That's not a bad pass at all. Good tackle on Jason Harris, though. Edinburgh quicker to the breakdown than the Kings last week. Hidalgo Klein. Dupree steps back inside. The tackle was by McTimoney. Hidalgo Klein again. There's the tight head prop. McCallum made the initial thrust. Here's Dougie Fife, the fullback. Dupree, little pop pass to his second row forward, Lewis Carmichael. Hidalgo Klein, dangerous. McCallum adds his bulk to things. Edinburgh getting closer to the Ulster line. Thunderbolt. As McCluskey managed to bring down his opposite number, but Edinburgh going strong and hardy is not too far away. The line for Edinburgh getting ever closer. Referee making sure Ulster are behind the rear foot of that ruck situation.
Lose it now.
Cochrane about to pick up and drive.
Away, White, release.
Ulster told to get away, and get away they do. Rob Herring does well with a half wrap-up tackle. This time it's Alan O'Connor has to put in the hit, and here's Mata. He's stretching and he's dropped it, but the ball had been grounded before he dropped it, and I think the referee has given the try, and the crowd aren't happy. Now is he going to go and have a look at it?
Yeah, looks like he's going to TMO.
Got him in.
John Hardy having a sniff for the white line there, and then Phil Mata picking up and having a crash. I think they're sort of standing around there, but Bill Matt, he's not sort of given the impression that he scored it, but we'll see here in the close-up where they just smashed it to the ground and it bounces away.
John Mason is the TMO. He got past that first couple of tackles. Oh, he's dropped it.
Brilliant by Nick Timoney, Jim. Just short of the line.
Nick
Timoney gets a hand in there just as he's reaching out, and that's brilliant
not
defence.
in control, lost on base, yeah?
Correct. Scrum out 5, white ball.
Okay.
5 metres scrum, white ball. Ulster will be very happy with that. The crowd will be very happy with that. John O'Gibbs will be happy that Ulster get this away and get back up the field and don't concede anything in by the interval.
Yeah, this has got to be, as we keep going on about a very clean exit, but that just shows the danger of Matt in the tight. Good carry by John Hardy, but nice change of play by Edinburgh. They go wide off the first phase and they crash 9 and they pick and go, constantly changing the point of attack, which makes it hard for Ulster's defence.
You're doing good work at the scrum, just keep it going, please.
Just over 10 minutes to half time. Ulster, remember, have lost Craig Gilroy to what looked like a rib injury. Ulster away to the Scarlets in Carnethley next week on the evening of Ireland Wales in Dublin in the Six Nations.
Hold it there.
Six Nations game on Radio Ulster. The Scarlets game on BBC 2 NI. Don't miss either, as if you would. Cooney, post is in the way.
Hey, go drop.
And McCluskey again. And again he makes a decent bit of ground. He could do the bit. Well, surely the outside half of Edinburgh come in from the wrong side there. John Cooney told to use the ball. Mick Phillips is directly behind him. And Cooney gets it away and gets it into touch. No charge down then.
No, Jim,
great defence by Edinburgh. They managed to keep Ulster's exit to just outside the 22, so good pressure. McCluskey, another very good carry. He seems to be up for it tonight. He's getting good gain lines, and that time Ulster managed just to clear and over. And again, Edinburgh managed to put Cooney under a lot of pressure with the big tall second rows on his right foot, charge down, and it just means then he has to go for more height, which means he can't get quite as much distance. Samoa
international Jordan Lay giving the instruction to the hooker. Finds Matt at the front, also trying to shunt them toward the touchline, but they've got it back at Dalgo Klein. Up quickly, Luke Marshall right in the face of the ball carrier, and look at that, Ulster make 20 metres. And they win the ball though. That's gone forward. Referee playing advantage. Here goes Cooney. Now if he gets this away, the advantage could be pressed home. O'Connor, lovely pass. The referee has said advantage was over, but it was another knock forward by Edinburgh, I think.
Yeah, Matt coming in for the interception.
He didn't play long there, did he?
No, he didn't. Interestingly, obviously saw it Ulster at 4-on-2 and went for it, but again, great defence by Luke Marshall, forcing the turnover, and Ulster managed just to try and spread it. And just unfortunately, that last pass couldn't go to hand.
Well, he's got himself hurt, Luke Marshall. I think he's
show me the miss, please.
A little bit of treatment. He he's got the helmet off. I think Nigel Owens wants to have a look at something. Was there a bit of foul play, perhaps? I was watching the ball in.
Yes, same. I think the call seemed to come in from the video refs. He obviously has seen something that he wants to have a look at.
Well, that was the tackle by Cooney. That was the knock forward. No, nothing for the video ref in all of that.
It's not there, is it?
No, hang on.
Well, he was down at that stage,
boys,
Luke Marshall, so it must have been way before that.
Take your time, all cool and calm.
This is Marshall.
Here we go,
here.
now, just coming up with. Have you got anything there now?
A neck roll in that? He's on the ground there, and did he get a bit of a thump off the ball? I think he might have. I'm not sure whether it was a knee.
Have you got anything on the screen there?
Yeah, but I'm not seeing anything. I just saw
I think it was just
sort of brushing him off.
I think
it was a right there.
The original carry, and then
bear with us.
There's nothing major. I don't think anything there.
No, there's his head and there's his back, and there's a little bit of a. No, I think he was just cleaned. I don't think there's anything
I
in
would
that
say
at
he's
all.
gone in dangerously with his forearm, and it's just a penalty to me.
Well, the referee or the TMO, John Mason, has said that the Edinburgh player has gone in dangerously with a forearm,
right, I'm
and it
seeing
may
a
be a
black
penalty.
player coming in. Look at the white scrum cap, and you'll see his left forearm make contact with his head.
Okay. Careful what you're saying here now.
I have to say,
I need you to see what you're telling me. You need to.
It's coming in here now. Right, here we go.
left forearm.
The player.
Well, the left forearm was underneath the body, so how he spotted that.
This one you're on, right? Have a look at this one.
This might be a bit better. Where's the left forearm? Oh, well, yes, you can see the shoulder being arced back, and that was on the blind side of the referee. So it may well be a penalty, which Ulster will be happy with. There's another look at it, Ian. What do you think?
It's a hard one, Jim, because as he's going in, Luke's setting up. Obviously, any play to the head is dangerous. You have to look after player welfare, but
yeah,
it's a tough one.
I'm not seeing where the contact and stuff is.
Nigel wants to be very careful, because if there's any arms to the head,
I'd go with
a
the
red card,
penalty,
Jim.
mate.
Well, John Mason,
Contact with the head, it could be a yellow. I think it's a yellow arm.
Okay.
Well, it's getting worse. If they keep this up, the man will get sent off.
Nigel doesn't seem convinced, does he? But he's going to take
I'm not seeing any.
Four black.
What number?
4 black, the one you're talking to.
Full black, number 4 this is.
4 black. 4 black.
Okay.
Fraser McKenzie is
Just
the captain.
be careful when you enter the ruck. I'm not seeing anything intentional. I'm not seeing anything willful. I'm just a bit careful with the way you clear out, please, okay? It's just an accident, and it's a penalty only from what I'm seeing here, okay? Thank you.
Well, after all that, Ulster will be glad, because it'll be the first time in about 15 minutes that they'll actually be outside their own half.
Hang on, time is up.
I think
the time on when
all
you're
the players
ready now,
don't really seem to know what's going on, but Luke Marshall obviously wasn't too impressed, so it's an interesting moment now, Jim, with the TMO coming in and having such a big say in things. It's a very contentious point that, you know, if he's going to start coming in and everything, then where does he stop? So I think Nigel dealt with it very well. He didn't see it, and he wasn't happy to deal the yellow card that TMO can try to convince him to do.
Just tell me what you're seeing and let me deal with it.
Fraser McKenzie is somewhat incredulous about all of that. You can see the tech judge's flag on the near side, Adam Jones from Wales, but it's blowing into Ulster faces. So Ulster, if it stays like this, will have a win in the second half. Great take by Timoney. Herring gets himself in there. Ulster will try a little shunt forward, and here they go.
Stay there, don't break your bind. Stay as you are, don't break your bind.
And we're told not to break their bind. Dupree is coming in a terribly offside situation. Ulster still moving. Ulster still moving forward. They need the ball though. Now they've returned this one over to get themselves the scrummage. Yes, they have. Good work by Edinburgh. Ulster needed to move that away from the point of contact earlier in.
They did. You could hear Nigel. That's why he's such a good ref, Jim. He's talking to players the whole time. He's saying, don't change your bind, don't change your bind. And then there's that Murray McCallum, who's doing so well at the bottom of that ruck. As soon as there's a maul, he knows he doesn't have to move away. It's good knowledge of the laws, and he just wraps the ball up, and Ulster just can't get him away. And that'll be very frustrating for Ulster. First time in the Edinburgh half, and they can't get it away from the set piece.
Let's go first, let's go.
7 minutes remaining, 7 points between them here in this fiercely contested and crucial game. Should Edinburgh win this game, and also get a losing bonus point, they'll finish on 2 points, but because Edinburgh would have won one game more than Ulster, that would be 10 victories to Ulster's 9. Edinburgh would move into 3rd place, and they've got Ulster to come at home.
Set, hold it there. Keep it up, lads. In 9.
Sam Hidalgo Klein pops it, and that's gone down. Somebody's missed a tackle in the middle of the park, and Johnny McPhillips has hurt his shoulder, and here comes Hidalgo Klein with Mata outside him. Little chip and chase. This could be a try for Harris, and he's nailed it, and he's got it, and nothing Tommy Bowe could do about that. And Edinburgh from nowhere have sprung the release valve, and they've scored a try just before the end of it. And not only that, McPhillips is down injured.
Yeah, a double whammy for Ulster. Johnny obviously no 10 on the bench, so that's not ideal. It looks like a shoulder injury. Great, obviously, first up carry by Edinburgh, and Sam Hidalgo Klein has been a threat all night. Sneaks down the blind side, and a lovely line by Billy Mata to slow down the fence, and great nudge through, and good pace by Jason Harries to finish it. So very frustrating for Ulster, from going from a line out in the Ulster, or from their Edinburgh 22 to then conceding a try. So it's just these small margins, Jim. They've shown their danger so far, and great vision by Hidalgo Klein, and good work great by Harries to follow through.
And Mata ran a very clever trailing line inside, pulled in any Ulster trailing defenders apart from Tommy Bowe.
He did. That line meant that Louis Ludick had to hesitate. If he doesn't run that line, then Louis Ludick's probably got the edge, and Harries to cover the kick. So
how are we looking, boys?
That's a good sevens line by Bill Mata. Just the deep switch
Adam,
to hold the defence. That's a disappointing thing for Ulster, and for Johnny McPhillips to see him having to go off after such a promising couple of weeks. It's a big blow. Obviously Johnny Stewart will have to come on at 9, and John Cooney back to 10. So
okay,
very frustrating, Jim. Ulster have been under the cosh for the last 20 minutes, and this try is probably what Edinburgh deserved, to be honest. Ulster will just be disappointed with how it came.
Yes, McPhillips unfortunately is going off. They've got him wrapped up as we look at Sam Hidalgo-Klein, who with 4.5 minutes to go to half-time is attempting to bring Edinburgh back to level terms. He's pulled that one in, has he? Oh, that's a very good strike by Sam Hidalgo-Klein. So having set up the try, he's out of the conversion, and we're back to level pegging as the interval approaches. It's Ulster 7 and Edinburgh 7.
I think you have to admit Edinburgh probably deserve it, Jim, after the last 15 minutes. And it just shows the danger of counter-attacking by Ulster. Just need to be a little bit more clinical, a little bit more accurate in everything they're doing. But don't get disheartened, Ulster team. They've been doing very, very well, and just keep the energy and keep the enthusiasm.
Well, McPhillips went in and he tried to wrap his left arm around it. I think he's maybe torn something in the shoulder. Here's Mata now, who is part and parcel of that Edinburgh try without actually touching the ball. Johnny Strait has come on to play scrum half, and John Cooney, who did so many times for Connacht, will have to move into number 10. Busby, in fact it's Louis Lulick has come in field. And as ever, doesn't make any mistake. Stewart again. Cooney. Matty Ray. So we just need to hang on to this to the interval. Cooney again. Kieran Treadwell assisted by Andrew Warwick. Stewart. Clever little kick. Who are really chasing? Here's Mata. Now, they do not want to let him run, and they have let him run. Somebody eventually got to him, and Edinburgh, you can see they're just oozing confidence at the moment, and they've created a bit of an overlap here. Dougie 5 steps inside.
Lost now, White, lost now. Ball available.
Rod Herring trying to extricate himself from that. Here comes Chris Dean. Haven't seen too much of him. Cochrane into John Dysel, who slowed it all down.
Ball is there under Blacklegs' feet. He's doing nothing wrong.
Hardly had their paws in the ball since they scored that early try. Harry's the Edinburgh try scorer. Kieran Treadwell's taking a bit of a bump to the head, but he's up again. It's a bit wobbly. Hidalgo-Klein has maybe overcooked that. Oh no, he hasn't. Oh dear, that's not a good result for Ulster.
Jim, that was a phenomenal kick. The only good thing for Ulster is that it's their line out, whereas if Nigel had given them the advantage, then Edinburgh would have been kicked. But Nigel's call's been touch and fight, so Edinburgh line out here is a great attacking option.
Touched and fight by White. Black ball.
Hidalgo-Klein tonight, Jim, has been phenomenal, hasn't he? He's just dominated the game in terms of his kicking game. You can hear him down the ref mic. You just hear him dominating his forwards. His kicking game has been good. Obviously, he made that clean break. So somebody who's been under a bit of pressure for his place, he's playing very well tonight.
Cochrane. Well taken in by Edinburgh now. They've got the catch. Can they execute the drive? Another try for Edinburgh before the interval would make life so much more difficult for Ulster. Ulster dug in quite well.
Next stoppage we use.
They'll have to play it now, says the referee, and here they come again on the drive. They're very close. Just a minute to go. Pick up once again. That was McCallum, and again have they squeezed over. Nigel Owens is in a great position, and still Ulster hang on.
Feet, stay back. Hands away, White.
Mata, he's big enough and lean enough and long enough to stretch, but he's decided to go straight.
Behind the line, boys, behind the line, hands behind the line.
Ulster told to get behind the whitewash, and again they go, and again Ulster dig in. Such a crucial period of this game, and such a crucial game it is for Ulster's season. And again Edinburgh go. Rob Herring with the tackle. Hardy tries to scrabble forward.
Behind the line.
Hidalgo-Klein, now he moves it. Good tackle there by Ulster, right in the middle of the park. What a phenomenal bit of defending that was. I think it was Luke Marshall who came up so quickly. That was the tackle of the evening. And will it be the tackle of the match and indeed the tackle of the season for Ulster? We have played more than 40 minutes, and all Ulster have to do is get it away. They must realise that. I'm not quite sure why they're taking it on. Now it's Cooney, and into touch, and Ulster have hung on. This game is very, very finely balanced. Ulster with more injury problems, and they really have an uphill struggle in the second half here at the Kingspan Stadium. What an opening 40 minutes.
Well, lots for Stephen Ferris and Paddy Wallace to get their teeth into. It couldn't be any closer, Stephen, in this crucial game.
No, it hasn't. One attritional game. I think the first 10 or 15 minutes, Ulster were the better team by far, playing with ball in hand. They looked dangerous in attack, keeping plenty of width. But the second half of that first half, this Edinburgh team have come straight back into it. They've showed what they're about. They've stuck it up the jumper a few times, mauling, getting stuck into the Ulster's maul defence. I think they've been very, very impressive. And geez, they might be kicking themselves there, not getting over the line at the end. But what a match! Really, really physical. It was brilliant to watch.
It certainly is. We knew it was going to be a close one, and at half-time at the Kingspan Stadium, it's Ulster 7, Edinburgh 7.
Home is a lot of noise. Good noise.
Home is having my children with me.
It's my favourite place in the world.
And when you have a very sick child in hospital, that is just ripped away from you.
It's heartbreaking.
All you want to do is be there so they can hear your voice.
When families find themselves with a seriously sick child in hospital, the first thing that they need is somewhere to stay close by.
Walking into the house for the first time, it felt like home.
It was like a family, a very, very big family as well.
When I was in hospital, having my mum and dad by my side made my journey 1000% easier.
To anyone that supported the house, I just want to say thank you.
Without you, we wouldn't have been able to stay with our child while she was in hospital.
I can't really put into words how much it means.
Massive thanks from all of us. Thank you.
You made a huge difference.
I want to talk to you about the restrictions we're all under because of coronavirus, and reassure you that the Scottish Government is working night and day to do the very best it can for the people of Scotland through this pandemic. guided by the very latest medical and scientific advice. Every single life is precious. So before we can think about lifting or lessening any of the restrictions, we must make sure that we can keep everyone safe. There are some early signs of hope, but if we lift restrictions too early, we could see a rise in cases that would risk lives and overwhelm our NHS. You've been doing a great job of following the advice and staying at home. You're saving lives every day, but it is vital that you stick at it to slow the spread of the virus so we protect our NHS and keep more of our loved ones safe. Thank you for everything you're doing to help.
Paddy, we knew it was going to be tense tonight, and Ulster got off to a really good start. They'll be so disappointed to allow Edinburgh to get back into the game tonight.
Yeah, they started very, very well. They held on to a lot of possession, starved Edinburgh of the ball, played the game in the right positions, as Stephen said, with a good kicking game and game management by Johnny McPhillips. And it'll be interesting how they reshuffle now and the halfbacks guide the team around the pitch, because it's a big injury blow for Johnny McPhillips. Very, very desperately unlucky for him, having played very, very well in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, the reshuffle obviously at halfbacks, and Craig Gilroy going off so early, and he's been in a rich vein of form too.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks hasn't been good for Ulster. Charles Piatai, Sean Reedy, Little, now another couple of injuries tonight, so a lot of reshuffling. We watched John Cooney come on against La Rochelle a few months back, playing in the out half position. It didn't go well that day. But fingers crossed tonight, Stephen, they can change things around. They might change their game plan a little bit more, but I think the kicking game in the first half was what they put them into the right position. They apply that pressure on to Edinburgh, because Edinburgh couldn't get out of that corner across there, Stephen. It was really, really good for Ulster.
And that was a lot to do with the way Johnny McPhillips conducted things in that first half, Paddy.
I thought he had an excellent game, an excellent half. You can see him here bossing his team around the pitch. He's got a lovely wristy pass. And gets players running onto the ball, always out in front, gives them the opportunity to get across that gain line. You can see him bossing the forwards to take it on next, and this was intricate in how he created the try. So yeah, very, very impressive. And whenever he's not only is he kicking well, but he's kicking at the right times, and he's putting pressure back on Edinburgh, playing the game in the right part of the pitch. So all in all, a very, very good half, and desperately unlucky now to go in with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, we watched him before the game, spending so much time on his kicking game. Great defence from him there as well. Just a shame he had to go off injured, Stephen.
Yeah, he's been really, really bright, and you just watch this tackle, a little bit flat-footed. He's still be coming forward there, trying to put a dominant hit on. Just gets the arm out a bit wide, and the shoulder goes. We've seen a lot from him in attack. He looks very, very good in attack, but defence maybe not a strong point, and something I'd be working on for sure.
But the way Johnny McPhillips conducted his back line and organised the forwards, as we can see for the try, Paddy, was really what created the opportunity, wasn't it?
It is, and that's maturity that he's showing at a young age here. You can see him bossing the players. Everybody knows that's what forwards want. So, you have the piano pushers and the piano players, and Johnny is a piano player. He's pushing those forwards through into that front line and taking the ball out the back, and engages the line, passes at the right moment, and puts the ball in front of the player, so momentum carries on, and it's great support play on the inside from John Cooney, as scrum half should. There to benefit from the try.
One thing I like about this, Paddy, is the width that they're holding. Sean Dysel's on one side of the pitch, Nick Timoney's on the other side of the pitch. They're keeping their explosive, agile players in the wider channels, so when they do get a half break, we all know how good Timoney is in the wide channels because of his sevens background, and he was able to show that, get an offload away. John Cooney doing what every scrum half should do, is trailing the inside, and there it was. But a brilliant team try, and that just got Ulster on the front foot.
Yeah, we heard from John O'Gibbs before the match, and he said he wanted Ulster to do the basics well, and they certainly did that in the first half. As you say, they played with some great width as well.
They did, but when they came to the breakdown, they targeted it. They were very, very aggressive. The ball was there in a plate for Cooney, and just all in all, the first 15 minutes couldn't have went any better. It went to plan, and Gibbs also said that this result is massive. It's 7-7. The game is in the balance. I think the next 10 minutes after half time is going to be crucial.
And for large parts of that first half, Ulster defended really, really well, as Edinburgh came close to scoring 2 tries, Paddy.
Yeah, I thought their defence was very, very impressive. They were getting off the line and putting Edinburgh under pressure. Their ball carriers didn't have any time on the ball. a desperate tackle from Rob Herring to deny Edinburgh a try. They're very, very close. I'm surprised the referee didn't go up to the TMO there to have a look, because there wasn't a lot in it. But overall, Ulster seem to have simplified their defence, and they're just getting off the line. Those first 3 or 4 defenders are really putting those first 2 ball carriers under pressure.
I think for me, Stephen, a slight concern is that Matta's had 2 really good opportunities to score. They had another good opportunity just right at the end to score. Ulster really haven't had any other opportunities apart from that breakaway try. They haven't been banging on the Edinburgh line. So yes, you can defend, but this will certainly take its toll later in the game.
And Edinburgh made this look all too simple here, the way they just pick and go, didn't they?
Yeah, and we seen earlier in the season that Ulster were a little vulnerable in and around the breakdown. We watched the Dragons, we watched Treviso pick off players in and around that 10-20 that they use in defence. And Matta there, all he had to do was get the ball down. He'll be really disappointed that he didn't get a 7-pointer first team.
But credit to Edinburgh, they took their score superbly. It was a great try and a great opportunism, wasn't it?
Yeah, fantastic score. And this Johnny McPhillips injury, flies through, and Hidalgo Klein just picks and sees a gap on the blind side, and he is gassed to burn. And he doesn't panic here. He sees it was a nice line by the number 6 to come inside, drag Louis Ludic inside, and give the space for the winger to run onto the kick, and executed superbly. But great pace, and shows that Edinburgh can go from anywhere on the pitch.
It was great vision, wasn't it, Steve?
Yeah, it was. And you can say that the Ulster were a bit slack in getting back in defence, but when a ball is that quick, all Klein had to do there was get the ball, get it into his hands. Matta came on that dummy switch, lovely kick on a sixpence, our score. And you know what? I think Edinburgh deserve it.
Okay, Stephen, Paddy, thanks very much. Crucial 40 minutes for Ulster coming up. Sit back and enjoy.
When you're in hospital with your child and they're ill, you're hearing the machines beeping. During the night when you're sleeping next to your child, nurses will come in to check blood pressures, to check machines. There's always noises in the background, and there's no home comforts there, and it's really hard. I mean, I had stayed there no longer than sort of a 3-week period, night after night after night. There's some families that are in there for months. And the parent will sleep on a fold-up bed next to their child, and to get a break away from that, to get a break away from those noises and that environment, and to come to somewhere so peaceful and so tranquil is just amazing. It's good to give means a whole load of things. It means being able to give families the chance to spend quality time together in such a beautiful, tranquil place. It's inclusive, so it's not just the young cancer patient that is supported, it's the whole family around, and I think it's amazing what the charity does, and I'm really proud to be part of that.
Shona is a volunteer for the Good to Give charity and gives so much to families in need. She plays her part, and now it's up to you.
Every family is different, but you've got one thing in common, and it's childhood cancer, and that it's a horrible thing to go through, but knowing that there's families out there that are in exactly the same position as you, and that you're able to help them is a really great thing.
Give what you can, because people like Shona really make a difference.
Change. Our world is changing. It's changing at a pace like never before. What powers us, connects us, and even challenges us today won't be our tomorrow. So, as the world keeps changing, we will too. Engineering new solutions, building a better future, and making what once seemed impossible, possible.
There's the man who got all Ulster's points in the first half. A try after 8 minutes, which he converted himself, John Cooney, who switched from playing scrum half to playing outside half due to the injury to Johnny McPhillips. And Johnny Stewart is on, taken away from the Irish under-20s a couple of weeks ago to sit on the bench. And he's still with his province. Nigel Owens will blow the whistle. And also a stiffish breeze behind them, get the second half underway. And Luke Marshall, as he's been doing all evening, delighted to see him back and playing so well, puts Christine in the seat of his pants. And Ulster will want to try to keep the squeeze on here as Edinburgh push back inside their 22. Visitors from Scotland's capital have got the ball, and Hidalgo Klein gets it away. Ludic, good take. Held on to by Dupreer. Alan O'Connor tries to brush off the tackle of Hardy. Stewart again. Treadwell. Tackle by Mackenzie. Stewart. Cooney. Ludic. Nicely done. Good footwork by Luke Marshall. Needs a bit of help. Matty Ray is in there. Fred not happy about something. Here's Tommy Bowe. Penalty against Edinburgh for being light years offside in the middle of the park game.
It was very obvious for us up here. You can just see, obviously, Edinburgh have come out with the intention of trying to put John Cooney and Johnny Stewart under a lot of pressure. You just saw there with the little second wave attack ball out behind the forwards. At the time, it's just not Andrew Work, just not seeing Cooney where he's expecting a normal 10 to be. Those little things will be difficult tonight. And hopefully Cooney's going to be able to knock this over.
Well, Cooney has slotted into that number 10 position as if he'd been doing it for most of his career. He's a very talented footballer. Played a lot for Connacht and started a lot of games for Connacht in his sojourn there. Played 40 games for Connacht, and before that 27 for Leinster. Not just a youngster, 27, that's comparatively young. Well, compared to some people.
Yeah, he slotted in very well to this Ulster team. I think he's sort of up there as one of the sort of standout performers this season for Ulster, and the fact that he's able to slot into 10 so easily is a huge bonus for them.
This to take Cooney past the 100 points in the league for this current campaign. He's got underneath that. Now will the wind carry it? What a good strike by John Cooney. And that's just the start of the second half, that this Ulster side under a wee bit of pressure in terms of injury, and due to a good Edinburgh effort. Well, that's just what they needed. 10-7 to Ulster.
The perfect start to the second half. Put Edinburgh under a lot of pressure, got the penalty. So same again, clean exit out their half, use the wind and just build the momentum and pressure.
And will they kick this to John Dysel, as Stephen Ferris suggested? That's hanging in the wind, and that's given Edinburgh a chance to get underneath that. Taken in by the home side. Stewart. Tried by Matty Ray, made a couple of crucial meters. Stewart onto the left foot. Charged down. That's not the first time it's happened. Also not given any time by the Edinburgh flankers.
Tackle release.
Ulster won it. They've got to get it away. Cooney. Ludic has come round. Ulster have had that ripped away from them, and that is not so good at all. Here come Edinburgh. Van der Walt, who's caught a couple of times by Luke Marshall, but he's got it away. This is the captain, Mackenzie. Kieran Treadwell tries to rip it away. Mata, who's hugely dangerous. Dupree likewise. Again, Ulster tackling well. Dougie Fife was held and then released, and also another man down injured. Dupreer. And it's one of the placements that might even be Busby. John Hardy tries to squeeze away, and Edinburgh, having stolen the ball, are keeping it. And will they keep it until they score? That's maybe a wee bit too far. And that has gone dead, and they'll come back for the scrum. But Dave Busby is down injured, so it may well be Darren Cave coming on.
Okay, time out.
Yeah, that's both Busby and I think John Dysel, when he got turned over, has hurt his shoulder. So Ulster fortunate, the little quick kick through is a little bit too firm. Edinburgh caused a lot of trouble there when they managed to put a few phases together. Big Bill Mata doing well, Murray McCallum carrying well, and the loose as well. And Also just don't need these pressures, these injuries.
Got the option from where
John
you kicked it, yeah.
Bryn Cunning, Glenn Peel must just be standing up there going, what are we going to do? Two more injuries potentially here. And
outside the 22 there. Okay.
It's just ravaging through the squad, and I think they're just fortunate that the players they've got,
well,
the likes of Darren Cave, John Cooney,
check the HIA.
Louis Ludick are so versatile, they're getting away with it.
Well, that was the tackle by Busby. And he seemed to have jarred something in the tackle. I didn't see any contact between the man he tackled, his foot and Busby's head at all. So I think it might be a back injury.
Well, I think his head just got caught in the wrong place. He went in for the tackle.
Yeah, of course. You take your time. You let me know when you're ready. Take your time.
So I think got his head caught on whoever it was, the Edinburgh player's hip, just head on the wrong side, and you just saw him just drop straight down. But he's moving, so that's the main thing. No major issues. Here it is here again. Just head on Dougie Fife's hip, and he just goes straight down.
Yes. There's nothing actually wrong with the tackle itself. He put the tackle in. He was just a little bit unfortunate. Fraser Mackenzie, the 29-year-old Edinburgh skipper, having a little word with his men, just saying a wee bit more effort and we could go ahead and win this game. And he'll be, well, pretty pleased about the commitment of this Ulster side, but be hugely disappointed with the number of injuries. Glad to say Busby is actually sitting up, which is good. But if it is an HIA, then he will have to go off.
Yeah, I think there's going to be no doubt the way the game's gone now. Anytime there's a bang in the head,
you got the
or in the French case on your knee or your ankle or anything, it's an HIA. So I think it's just safety first for players now.
Well, he's still sitting down, although he is sitting up. Nigel Owens has decided
the scrum is there, 3 metres just beside the 22.
It is going to be a scrum to Ulster, not a 22
scrum
dropout.
Is called here, lads. Yeah.
Latest scores elsewhere. Sabres still just edging ahead of Connacht, Glasgow. A couple of points up against the Cheetahs, and the Ospreys trailing at home to the Kings.
I think the Ospreys are, shall we say, a season in transition. I think it's a big surprise for a lot of people who, myself included, thought Ospreys were going to be a strong side this year with the likes of Bigger and Webb, but they just haven't fired at all.
Well, I'm glad to say that Dave Busby has actually trotted off the field, and the vast experience Darren Cave, who scored Ulster's 9th try a week ago, was on. Where he's going to play, I don't know. He may well have to go onto the wing.
Bind.
Well, we'll resume because the ball was kicked dead. It's a scrum to Ulster from the point when the ball was kicked. Ulster's scrum has been pretty solid. Good work by Herbst Cooney. Had to check for that one, Marshall. Away to Louis Ludick. A little bit on the upright side, but he's released it. And it's gone forward by Ulster.
And
Edinburgh stolen it. Knock on was by Ulster. Referee is playing advantage to Edinburgh. This is a Jaco van der Walt.
Ball is available, hands away.
Hidalgo
Vantage
Klein.
over.
Taken on by the other second row, big Lewis Carmichael. Hidalgo Klein again. Mark Bennett, who's got the winning try against Edinburgh a week ago. Regathered by the Edinburgh tight head Murray McCallum, who did well.
Let it go, both of you, let it go.
Van der Walt. Mackenzie. Good tackle by Stuart McCluskey. Hidalgo Klein again, Van der Walt. It's the loose head prop, Jordan Lake. Tried getting behind the home side, very nearly a clean break there by Edinburgh. Hidalgo Klein, the captain Mackenzie. To Prayer. Again, Ulster's first up tackling is good. Good switch by Hidalgo Klein. Mata. Good work at the breakdown by Ulster, but the opposition have come away with it in the shape of Duhan van der Merwe. O'Connell throwing his hands to the heavens. Nigel Owens not buying it. Hidalgo Klein makes the initial thrust. And again, Ulster really digging in, and this time looks like Rob Herring's down injured. And here come Edinburgh, battering away inside Ulster's 22. Herring's hurt. More of that in a second.
Stay down or move. Hughes.
And they're trying to go route one. Stuart McCluskey getting in the way. Hidalgo Klein. Well, Richard Cock outside putting on huge pressure. Mata goes right through the middle. Edinburgh getting ever closer. Only 3 points between them, remember?
Lost now! Off your feet. Make sure the last man picks it up, please. Last man picks up only.
They're insisting that the last man in that whole situation picks it up and not somebody in front of the ball carrier. Terrific tackle by Alan O'Connor on Bill Mata. Here's Dupree for Edinburgh. Murray McCallum just lurking ominously. 10 metres to the Ulster line. Nothing subtle about Edinburgh's approach, but so far it's been pretty effective. Not Hidalgo Klein with a bit of width on it. Well taken. Ball seemed to be knocked forward, and Edinburgh, I think, have regained possession. And Nigel Owens indicated that it was indeed knocked back. Wishful thinking on the part of the commentary team. Taken on by Jordan Lay. Still there for Edinburgh. Trying to put a wee bit more zip into it, perhaps. They've driven hard. Now are they going to stretch Ulster's defence? Hidalgo Klein. Van der Vault back inside to Bennett, who's wriggled and has very nearly got through. Good work by Ludick. Hidalgo Klein again. Now they've got a better width. That's gone loose. This is Bennett. Spilled forward. Referee playing advantage. Luke Marshall, who has really gone through a mountain of defensive work, has done really well yet again.
That's another great defensive set by Ulster, and you just hear the crowd getting behind them. Finished off by a great strip tackle by Darren Cave, I think it was. But you just hear, we can hear from up here, Jim, the chat between the players. You see the energy that I think's been missing sometimes in this season, but there's real great enthusiasm, great energy, and you just see them all want to hit, get up on their feet, hit again, and that's just before half-time, and then again now. That's a really tough defensive effort by that Ulster team, especially with the likes of Rob Herring having taken a knock and a few boys, John Diesel. They're still getting in the line, making their hits, and it's what the coaches want to see. It's that energy and enthusiasm not to give up.
Getting a little bit of treatment, Rob Herring. There was that he went into the tackle, and I think he just actually collided at the last second with his own skipper, Alan O'Connor, and swung round rather awkwardly. He's getting a little bit of treatment. I don't see any sign of John Andrew warming up on the far side, so they reckon Rob Herring mightn't be too late. He's getting a bit of strapping around there. I hope he hasn't done anything to his elbow. If he'd torn his bicep, he would have gone straight off. There is John Andrew, not the whiskered man with the hat on. That's Johnny Davis, the strength and conditioning coach. But John Andrew, who's had a very good season, deputising for Rob Herring. He's been deputising for Rory Best.
Yeah, John's obviously played very well this year. Another good Ballymena man, and to add to the two that are already in the pack. But it's good to see Rob Herring there. His leadership's key at this time. Obviously with Alan O'Connor as captain, it's just another guy with another voice.
Just make sure when you pick up the back of the ruck, it's the last man that picks up if the ruck is formed, okay?
Fit to play on. Joint captain last season with Andrew Trimble.
Let's go, Squishy. Let's go positive, huh?
Just 8.5 minutes played in the second half. Ulster
the ball is there
an extra
available.
3 points to add to the 7 they got in the first, but they've had a lot of injuries to contend with, as they had to coming into this game. Lost 3 players a week ago against the Kings, Charles Piatow and Rob Little and Sean Reedy.
Middle now.
There's Matthew Ray starting for the 9th time this season.
Bind. Set. Hold it, lads.
Ulster scrum has been pretty solid. McCluskey.
Hands away.
They're waiting for him to do just that. Luke Marshall come in to help clear out. Ulster won it. Cooney. Ooh, that's not so good. That's maybe knocked backward. Hidalgo Klein very nearly slipped under the tackle of Vian Herbst. Edinburgh on the front foot, away by Bennett. Good pass from Dean to Bennett, who made a bit of ground on the far side. Edinburgh using a bit more width now. Van der Vault. Big second row, Lewis Carmichael. Hidalgo Klein. Mackenzie.
Play on, he wasn't
Nearly
held.
10 minutes played. Hidalgo, Klein, Van der Vault. That's gone nowhere. Can Ulster capitalise? Tommy Bowe gets up. Edinburgh back to just inside their own half, which will please Ulster fans. Jordan Lay is tackled inside his own half.
Move!
And they're not really going anywhere. But Hidalgo Klein may change all that, looking for a big runner, and he gets one in his captain, Mackenzie. Tackle was by Nick Timoney, Ulster's open side today. Mata goes in.
Get in the bound! We're behind!
Slow in using the ball. That may curl in field. It's done that. Louis Lillet gets there first. Tommy Bowe has to assist, and Luke Marshall there as ever. Stewart, Edinburgh suspiciously offside of the breakdown. Stewart again. Bit of a juggle there by Matty Ray, but he's held on to it. Diesel. First carry of the second half, but Edinburgh have closed them down well. But also under fierce pressure. Edinburgh forwards being very aggressive at the breakdown.
No hands!
He might have to go back into scrum half since his replacement is in the middle of all of that. Cooney to kick. Gets it away. Bit of interference there by Jason Harrison. There's always a number Tommy Bowe.
Yeah, that's a soft penalty and a frustration for the Edinburgh management team. But what's been really interesting to watch is Edinburgh's identification of which rucks to cover.
Number 14, looking at the chaser and getting in.
So whenever that last set piece from a couple of minutes ago now, when Stuart McCluskey carried, Edinburgh didn't put anybody into the ruck. They then put all the pressure on Cooney and managed to get the charge down. So great identification that they know when to chase rucks and when to leave the dead ones. And they'll be very frustrated. That's a very soft penalty to give Ulster some territory.
Well, the crowd is starting to get behind this Ulster side, who know that this is probably the most crucial game in the last third of the season. Lose this, they drop to 4th place, and with 4 away games in the last 6, including trips to the Scarlets, Cardiff, Edinburgh, of course, and Munster. It's going to be tough. Edinburgh made a couple of replacements. They've got changed their tight head prop. Elliot Miller-Mills is on.
Scrum a line, not straight, lads. Straight down the line.
Rob Herring, of all the time to throw the ball in crooked, that was not it.
No, that'll be disappointing for Ulster. I didn't really see clearly what happened, whether there was a missed call or what happened. So 2 new props for Ulster. They'll be looking for a lot of energy, a lot of ball carries from both Clan McCall and Rodney Ayew.
Wait.
Good to see David Busby back on, because that just helps the pendulum in the back 3, because there's quite a bit of space for a while. Cooney not used to being a 10 and working the backfield, and Darren Cavan, one wing, not used to working the pendulum. There's quite a lot of space. So good for get proper wingers back on, and there's John Andrew on as well. It's just a bit of energy, a bit of dynamism, and hopefully Rob Herring's elbow's not too bad.
Rob Herring goes off, John Andrew comes on, and also have replaced both props. Kyle McCall is on,
guys who've been on before you have been excellent in the
Rodney
scrum.
Ayew.
Keep those same standards going then, please, okay? Thank you.
Edinburgh have also changed both props, wearing number 17, the Scottish international, Rory Sutherland.
You keep the standard, lads, please, from
Sutherland will go straight in against another international, Ireland's Rodney Ayew.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Hold it there. Keep it steady,
messing about in the scrums early on.
Steady, keep it
Let's
up.
see if there is any. No, there's not. Good scrum by Edinburgh. Looking for a target. Penalty.
Minor completed the tackle.
Tackle was made, and Sam Hidalgo Klein tried to wriggle out of it illegally, and that gives Cooney a chance, maybe just to pick up another 3 Ulster points.
Yeah, I think that was a Chris Dean making the carry, McCluskey, and between McCluskey and John Cooney completing the tackle, and that's a cheap penalty for Ulster to win, and hopefully Cooney can continue his good kicking and give them a 6-point lead, and then Ulster can try and push on again, just get another 3 points and take a bonus point away from Edinburgh tonight would be massive. Ulster obviously will not be at any looking for the 4-try bonus point, but a win is key, and hopefully this will help cement it.
Let's not forget that Leinster were ahead for most of the last quarter of the game, and then Edinburgh came back and stole the game at the end. Chris Henry is on, and John Deisel has gone off the field. Confirmation of that in 2 ticks. That's all eyes on the man with all Ulster's points so far, John Cooney. Is he going to get 3 more? Oh, they like it, and the men with the flags like it, and John Cooney will absolutely love it. So another second half penalty for John Cooney. Ulster still keeping their noses just about in front. 15 minutes played in the second half, 13-7 to Ulster in.
Yeah, that's a great kick by John Cooney, and as you said, Edinburgh will be in this to the death, so if they can just get another 3 points, another try just to stretch that lead, they'll take a bit of the pressure off.
Long kick, somebody needs to pull for that. Tommy Bowe does. He's come in field. Has he set it up for Ulster? He has. Rodney Ayew needs to hang on to the ball, which he does. Kieran Treadwell. Ulster mustn't get in the way of the pass between Stewart and Cooney, and they don't. They're making it difficult for them inside the home 22. Here's Ayew again. Bundles into Mata.
Hughes! Ball is out.
And that's not a bad kick at all by Johnny Stewart.
Yeah, that's great calm play by Johnny Stewart. Not flustered at all, just managed to work the ball the whole way across the pitch so that he can get protected for his left foot for the box kick. And under a lot of pressure, that's a great clearance just beyond his own 10-metre line.
Edinburgh's line out. They've put Dupree in the scrum half position. This is Cochran. Oh, he had a little dummy at that, and the referee's not happy with it. Oh, well spotted by Nigel Owen. Well, we saw it from up here, so if we can say it, Nigel can say it, and he did. Yeah, Cochran just did that silly thing. He fluffed at it and then had a bite at it.
Yeah, it was a strange one. He seemed to dummy, and then he stepped halfway into the pitch, and as if they just got the timing totally wrong. So a relief and a let off for Ulster, and hopefully now they can set another platform, whether it's McCluskey up the middle or they try and take the edge here with Tommy Bowe.
Dummy throw at about 2 metres in the field of play, chucking it in. Scrum called.
And eventually he actually stepped into the field of play before he threw it in. So the dummy was there, and then the encroachment onto the field.
Yeah, presumably timing was completely off, and whether they're trying to do something too fancy or what happened. Frustrating time for Edinburgh, but a let off for Ulster.
Keep the space, please, okay? Yeah. Crouch.
Hidalgo Klein, I think, trying to do a little bit of that verbal intimidation on Johnny Simpson. He's having none of it. Another solid looking Ulster scrum. That's been a great aspect of the game this evening. Cooney, miss out. That's Marshall, well taken by Busby, who gets clockered by Christine. He had to look at the ball and put his head down. Cooney again. Ooh, dangerous stuff by Ulster. Edinburgh up so quickly. Kyle McCall, nicely done. McCluskey, taken by Bill Mata. And Ulster have lost about 12 metres or so across the field.
No release.
And they've got the penalty.
No release, tackle.
Advantage to Ulster. Stewart. And no advantage to Ulster, and they get the penalty.
Never release the ball.
Yeah, Ulster
never release the tackle.
Off, trying to force the play a little bit, caught behind the gain line a couple of times, and that's just a soft penalty from Edinburgh. I think it was Neil Crofton. I'm sure he's frustrated from that previous line-out, but Ulster just need to settle down and stop a little bit obvious what they're trying to do at the minute. A little bit sort of just teeing their forwards up to get smashed, and Edinburgh defence are well organised and will hit anything that comes straight at them.
John Andrew in the middle of all of that. And there's another John Cooney. Oh, a lovely delicate kick by Cooney. No angle whatsoever. And that's well, the best part of 50 metres in.
That's a lovely kick down the touchline. Tight angle, so Cooney's just slotted into 10 position seamlessly, and it's just run the show. From up here we can just hear him bossing the forwards, and he's taking the pressure off Johnny Stewart to make his night a bit easier.
Edinburgh have made a change. Dupree is going off the field, it would seem. Oh, no, they initial line-out was good, and John Andrews managed to tidy it up and gets back to the point where the ball was thrown in. Stewart, Kieran Treadwell. Stewart again. Matthew Wright, assisted by Andrew.
Reloaded.
Cooney. McCluskey. Stewart needs that bounce to be kind. Oh, it is kind. Cleverly done by Stewart.
That was brilliant play. First the big carry to Stuart McCluskey. Good clean out by Luke Marshall, not trying to force the pass, and then Johnny Stewart just looks up, sees the space in behind, off his left foot, rolls into the corner. Great play by Ulster just to put the pressure on Edinburgh.
It's Magnus Bradbury who's come on for Cornell de Prayer. Bradbury, who was named as a very young captain at the start of the season, had the captaincy removed from him by Richard Cockle because of one or two social misdemeanours. Here's Cochrane. Also must challenge this. Good work by Mackenzie. Cochrane into the back as Edinburgh shunt forward. Penalty against Ulster.
Below the hips, Clough wall.
Poor discipline now by Ulster. Somebody is coming in the side. Cheap to let Edinburgh appear.
Running for the ball,
no need for this at all now.
Wait a minute.
Not the place to be giving away a penalty, but better there than inside your own 22. John Andrew and Neil Cochrane having a little bit of a dust-up. Go away, says Kieran Treadwell, or words to that effect. And look, Crosby's on as well, wearing number 20 for Edinburgh.
What's the problem?
Breakaway try. Listen to this.
A thing? Then why don't you just leave each other go and get on with the game then? Get on with it, please. A couple of times now you've been penalised. Get your discipline in order. This is the last time I'm telling you. You've been penalised twice, and I have to speak to you here. Get your discipline in order.
Doesn't believe a word about Cochrane, but in the meantime, Edinburgh cleared their lines a little bit. We're now into the final quarter of this game, Ian, and Ulster's 6 points ahead. And if they hang on to this, it'll be a terrific evening here at the Kingspan. If they don't, well, the season will go into free fall, I believe.
It is, Jim. It's a massive 20 minutes. If Ulster want to be competitive and really see themselves as having a challenge in the playoffs and for the Pro 14, they really need to close this game out.
Edinburgh take it, and again they get the drive, and IU must not allow himself to drift offside again. Again, Edinburgh trying to make some progress. Chris Henry gets in there, puts the head down. Mata looking as if he's going to try to spring, and he does. Almost up to halfway. Edinburgh's ball, Hidalgo Klein. Van der Vault gets himself caught by Cooney, and he's wriggled out of the tackle. Still danger there for Ulster. Number 20 for Edinburgh takes it forward. Big Luke Crosby scored the opening try against Leinster last weekend. What a try it was, ran from well inside his own half. Through goes Alan O'Connor. Can't lie there. Ulster making it tough for him at the breakdown. They're not getting clean, crisp, quick ball.
Advantage.
Signs of Ulster tiring. Ulster giving away a penalty again. Taken quickly by Hidalgo Klein. Well, Edinburgh really looking to close this game out. A converted try would win them this game. Crowd not happy about something. Good tackle by McCluskey. Marshall had confidence in him. Hidalgo Klein. Taken on by Chris Dean.
Move!
That's Ulster's 22-metre line. Edinburgh and camp themselves on back inside. Oh, huge gap. Oh, he's got away, and he's going to score. What a try by Lewis Carmichael, and that could be a season definer for both these teams. And Ulster, who tackled splendidly, all of a sudden fell off a couple of tackles, and big Lewis Carmichael, the second row forward, skipped through.
That's a great finish from Lewis Carmichael, and you just see the inside pass. Alan O'Connor closing inside, Rodney you not following across, and just the gap opening that inside ball. So that'll be a bit frustrating for Ulster. That great finish by Carmichael, and just the pressure that Edinburgh got on. It's just, you just sense it coming, Jim. They just putting the faces together.
Well, I think we can get thoughts of Stephen Ferris about that one and where it leaves the game, Stephen.
Jamie, and oh, what a sucker punch for this Ulster team. I thought in the first 10 minutes the Edinburgh team picked up where they left off in the first half, and Ulster seemed to get themselves back into the game. They were winning the penalties, but then the tide turned down in that corner, down the Memorial end, a couple of penalties. You can't back a mistake up with another one, Jim. And that, 4 or 5 minutes later, they find themselves under their own post, and if this kick goes over, they're going to be a point behind. This game means everything. Ulster's season is on the line here, Jim, and they need to get a victory here tonight.
Well, I don't think anyone would disagree with the thoughts of Stephen Ferris on the current scenario facing this Ulster side.
Everything okay
Still
with that pass,
plenty
Mitch?
of
It looked
time.
fine to me.
Nigel Owens, a wee whisper
looks
in
fine to
the
me.
ear of somebody, but Nigel said he was
Looks like
happy
a
with
flat pass.
a pass. There's a Cochran has gone off for him. Cameron Fenton has come on. I think it may well be an HIA. More about that in a second or two, but let's concentrate on this man who was concentrating like never before this season. I'm pretty sure Sam Hidalgo Klein with one conversion already. Can he make it two? Oh, he swept that in very nicely indeed, and Ulster find themselves behind for only the second time in this game. First time, I should say, and what a crucial time. We have about 16 minutes to go, and it's Ulster 13 and Edinburgh 14.
And Jim, what a surprise to see Sam Hidalgo Klein go off. For me, he's been Edinburgh's player of the night. He was the one that instigated the quick tap penalty to lift the intensity. His kicking's been phenomenal. So hopefully for Ulster it does prove to be a bad decision, but Edinburgh have just got the momentum now.
Well, the man who's replaced him, Nathan Files, scored a cracking individual try against Leinster last week. He's much more of a runner than he is a passer. And Edinburgh, as those young back row forwards really churning away, have taken the ball outside the 22. And here's Files shaping up to kick. The breeze is blowing in Edinburgh's faces, so a high kick will hang. And that's exactly what's happened. Louis Lillick's underneath it. Wonderful by Lillick. Majestic stuff by Ulster's fullback. Rodney Ayew bundles across the halfway line. Simpson, Cooney, nice pass. Marshall, beautiful stuff. Tommy Bowe. John Andrew looking out wide and rolling like a back. Simpson, Cooney, Chris Henry. Oh, that experience and skill by Henry. Referee's given a penalty. Johnny Simpson said, have a look at that, Nigel, and he did. No advantage to serve, and back to come for the penalty.
Yeah, that's great man by Johnny Stewart, just chatting away to Nigel Owens in his ear, not getting hassled, not getting flustered. He looks so cool and calm there. And that's a good thing, but also they know that, okay, they're losing, it's only 1 point. Just get into them, Edinburgh half, put some pressure on them, don't force the pass, and then just take the penalty, and hopefully Cooney can continue with his kicking stats.
Well, it's amazing in Galway. You'd have thought that was almost a gimme for Connacht, but they're trailing now by 11 points. Glasgow have put the foot on the gas against the Cheetahs, and you have to say they've probably got the bonus point there, and the Ospreys have come back, and having been behind, they're now leading the Kings by just a couple of points. Not a great season for the Ospreys, but at the end of the season they've got an awful lot of top-class players coming back. Big Matty Dalton has come on for the Ulster skipper Alan O'Connor, so I have a feeling that Chris Henry may take on the captaincy. Cooney, can he do it again? He's given that a nice little chip, and up go the flags yet again. John Cooney is in quite amazing form for Ulster. He's got all 16 of his side's points, but crucially, that last penalty has put Ulster back in the lead with 14 minutes to go, and there's only 2 points between them.
Yeah, massive kick by Cooney again. He's just shown us what the worth of a good goal kicker. Ulster just need to stay calm and don't force it now.
Well, Tommy Bowe called for that when Stewart looked like as he was going to take it. Kieran Treadwell is the man who's left the field, not Alan O'Connor, who took it forward. Stewart gets his little tootsie into it. Oh, he's got a charge down again. What are Ulster doing? That's 4 or 5 times with the breakdown, and here come Edinburgh again. They are just too slow to react, and the clearance kicks have been awful. Edinburgh now given the chance to take this game yet again. Mark Bennett scored the winning try last week against Leinster. Foles, Van der Vault. Again, they've got big men who can run out wide. Foles again. Good low drive and great leg action there once again by Edinburgh. Van der Vault taken on by Bradbury.
Move wide, ball available, stay out.
Ulster trying to get away from it. Their discipline has been pretty good. Edinburgh with 2 tries already, 12 minutes to go. Here comes Van der Vault. Good sweep of the ball. Out wide to Edinburgh, and it was Magnus Bradbury again. Folds as the replacement hooker. Fenton up to the 22. Folds again. Sutherland, the international prop forward. Ulster trying to hold them up. Ulster told him move away because there was a tackle. Ulster haven't effected a turnover yet. This will be a good time to do it, but they haven't made it. So 11 minutes to go. Edinburgh putting all the pressure on again. Picked up by Bill Mata, the Fijian 7 specialist and Olympic gold medalist. Foles looking for men to move wide. But I think he's going to go close. He is. Edinburgh take it to ground. Foles again. Here come Richard Cockle's side. Cockle has never won here in Belfast with the Leicester Tigers in 3 attempts. Is he going to make it 1 out of 1 with Edinburgh? One little missed tackle could be crucial yet again. Fenton. Tired Ulster bodies putting everything on the line. Matthew Dalton is in there, on for Kieran Treadwell. Van der Vault, that looked forward. Crowd thought it was. Referee was right on the spot.
Reload! Reload! There's nobody there. Stay on your feet.
Van der Vault. Luke Marshall has tackled magnificently all evening and does so again on Bennett. Crosby. Foles. Tackle by Dalton yet again. That's his second throw to get back
the
on
ball away
side.
and then ask for the offside.
Here come Edinburgh again, still pressing. 10 minutes remaining.
No, he's dragging the ball back with his
2
hands.
points between them. Tackle was by,
you drag the ball back,
Andrew.
it's out.
Edinburgh's captain.
Release White.
Folds again. Van der Vault. Timoney really digs in. Folds thought about the left and then it's gone to his right. Bradbury held up in the tackle. Good work by Chris Henry. Well, they're really in full voice, this crowd. Is it going to be worth it? I've never heard them sing like this. They know their side's under huge pressure, and they know so much of the season depends on this. Well, Nigel Owen said that it wasn't knocked forward, and Edinburgh are still moving forward. He tells Ulster to move away. Here come the men in black, and this is Mata, who always makes ground. And he presents. One score will give Edinburgh the victory. And that's how close they are. It's taken them 3 or 4 minutes. I'm not sure how many phases they've gone through, but it's well into double figures, if not pushing 20. Penalty against Edinburgh. Preventing an Ulster player contesting the ball at the breakdown.
Jim, that's must be the 3rd or 4th time that Edinburgh have huge number of phases around Ulster's line, and Ulster's defence has been fantastic. Even more so has been the discipline not to give away a penalty. You know that a penalty potentially loses the game, and just to be able to get onside, stay on the feet, not go after rucks which are dead, and that's just Edinburgh just piling off the feet in the side, and a massive relief for Ulster now just to knock it down the line, take their time, run down the clock and just get their energy back.
Right on the ball, Nigel Owens.
I haven't got a problem. And once you stay there and prevent him getting the ball, that's what the penalty is for.
Looks like the vastly experienced Scottish international, who's still not that old, Duncan Weir has come on the field, and Van der Vault is leading the field. Duncan Weir's off to Worcester next season. It's very much for one time the teenage golden boy of Scottish rugby.
He was indeed, and don't be surprised if we see him taking a drop goal from 30, 40, 50 yards tonight as well. He broke through as a long-range kicker, and just has been unfortunate with a few situations where he hasn't managed to get as many games, but he went down to Worcester last week on loan and was called back 2 days later due to injuries.
Came to Edinburgh from his native Glasgow, but then along came a certain Finn Russell and forced him to skip across the M8 to the capital. Bit of an injury still to the Edinburgh skipper, it seems, Fraser McKenzie. And there is Weir, 22, very chunky, solid figure, deceptively quick over 25 metres or so, but a very, very good goal kicker. And this fella has done a great job as Edinburgh's captain this season after the armband, if you can call it that, in rugby was taken away from Magnus Bradbury. The Edinburgh physio just having a little word. Is he going to stay on or is he going to go off? Would he like a cup of tea brought to him? 2 sugars and no milk, please?
On the mall, you mean?
Yeah, Ulster will be pleased with this break and play. It'll give them the chance to get their energy back and get the lactate out of their legs, because that was a massive bit of energy and bit of work from Ulster, just even not to give away the penalty.
Chris Henry, the most experienced member now of the Ulster forward pack, just having a word with everybody. There's that big fella.
The HA's been called
plays his club league with Malone, Matthew Dalton. Hard to believe it's only about 8 or 9 months that he was still at Belfast Royal Academy, which of course produced in most recent years another good second forward, Ian Henderson. I think the Edinburgh skipper is getting up a little bit slowly and a bit sorely, but I think he's going to be fine. They haven't got anybody else in the back 5 to replace him with, and that's one of the problems. And he is going to have to go off, I think. So I'm not altogether sure who they are going to bring on, because they've brought on Bradbury, they've brought on Crosby, they've brought on Foles, they've brought on Weir. Glenn Bryce is the only person that they haven't brought on.
Unless Jimison HIA and they can bring back another second or whoever went off earlier. That's the only thing that might be a solution for them.
Good spot, Mr. Humphreys. If there's an HIA, then they can bring somebody back on. In the meantime, John Cooney has put a very good kick into touch, and Cornell Dupree is coming back on again.
After a good break, that could be he could be a big impact here for the last 8 or 9 minutes.
Referee blows his whistle, not just happy.
Oh yeah, don't worry, okay, don't worry about that.
He just wants to confirm that everything is okay. Nigel had a
space, lads, please.
A difficult enough afternoon in Paris a few weeks ago, but stuck to his guns vis-a-vis HIAs. Good take by Alan O'Connor, good call by himself. Ulster skipper took that nicely from John Andrews' throw, and Andrews moving it, and this is good work by the Ulster pack. And
once!
The referee's told Ulster that's once, and now they have to play it.
You're going nowhere.
Stewart. Not a good kick. Taken in by Edinburgh. Ulster try to rub it away back in the Edinburgh side. Still time. Weir moves it wide. This is going to be dangerous. Good tackle by Busby. All the way back comes Mark Bennett. Dalton misses them. And IU misses them. That's hopeless by IU. And he's got away. And here's the replacement prop, Sutherland. Edinburgh now given a chance by a couple of poor Ulster tackles. Referee looking, Ulster not giving away the penalty. Duncan Weir, that looked forward. Good work by Nick Timoney. Slowed it all up. 7 minutes remaining. Still time for Edinburgh to upset Ulster's season. Here come Edinburgh again. Duncan Weir out wide. Great tackle by Busby on the big fella Van der Merwe. And again, the Edinburgh forwards set it up. Nathan Fowles. Fenton. Tackle by O'Connor. Fowles again. Dupree. Well stopped in his tracks, but Edinburgh have the recycled ball. That was McCluskey with the tackle. My word, I don't think it's going to finish like that. But Ravenhill certainly not this season. And it's not over. 6 minutes remaining. Dupree held on to it. Nice bit of deception by the man who's come back on again. Duncan Weir. Ulster's tight forwards missing tackles. Penalty given away by Nigel Long. And that's another crucial penalty given away by Edinburgh.
A massive turnover by Louis Lyric. Edinburgh had massive momentum, and Louis Ludick just got over that, and he wasn't getting shifted. Good tackle, I'm not sure who it was, to get the player to ground early. I said, look, Marshall again. I think he's come in with 3 or 4 huge plays defensively tonight, Jim.
There's the ball had gone loose, and that was the pickup by Mark Bennett, the 7 specialist, and he spiraled out of one tackle. Bad miss by Ayew, but eventually it was Stewart who pulled him down, and Ulster really defended so well here. That was the first little miss there. It was McCall this time, the 2 replacement props, just not getting close enough. Nothing wrong with their technique, but they weren't close enough. And the referee's going to have a word with Duncan Weir.
With that. If you come up and shouting for infringement again, you'll be going 10 metres.
The last man in the world with a whistle that you want to fall out with.
Yeah, you can't influence him very well. I think Duncan Weir is frustrated that an Edinburgh player was taken off the ball earlier and just lost a clean out, but Nigel likes to stick with what he wants.
Kyle McCall has actually gone off the field, and Andy Warwick is back on. John Cooney makes sure of his touch. Nothing too long, nothing too fancy. Just over 5 minutes remaining, and 2 points between them.
5 minutes to save Ulster's season, to keep them alive.
I don't want you calling for infringement as well.
Let's see if Alan
you
Conor
don't
calls himself again, because he's been very strong in the line-out these last couple of weeks.
Thank you. I was asking. That is the end of
Edinburgh's
the
discipline is letting them down a little bit. Nathan Fowles spoken to by Nigel Owens. John Andrew. Big take by Matthew Dalton. Andrew comes round behind him. Also will try to shunt forward. Oh, that's a good drive. Penalty for coming in at the side against Edinburgh. Also might be just as well taking it, never mind the advantage. And they'll come back for the advantage. I guess it was worth it a little bit.
Yeah, they knew they had a free player. It was worth the magic starter, so also just run down the clock. Yeah, a bit far probably for Cooney to go at the goal and just knock into the corner and try and run down the clock a bit more.
Well, it's like a scene from Casualty there, the Ulster bench on the far side with so many people wrapped up. But it was number 17, once again Rory Sutherland, who came in from an offside position. And again John Cooney will make sure of his touch, and he does just that. Into the final, well, almost 4 minutes of this game in. This is tough, isn't it?
It's a silly penalty.
It is. Again, you just hope that Ulster decide to keep this tight, run down the clock and just sort of try and kill the game off.
Great take by Dalton yet again. Plays in the second row. I have a feeling he might be an outstanding 6, but what do I know? Ulster shunting forward again, hoping to catch Edinburgh offside. One last time, perhaps.
Once. Next stop, Edges.
They're going to have to play it. Referee steps back out of the way. McCluskey, Marshall, who's played magnificently. Stewart again, Cooney, Louis Ludick, little move, Tommy Bow. Well set up by Bow. Ulster take it on. That line is the Edinburgh 22. Just over 3 minutes remaining. Ludick out to Bow. There's their one try, and the man who's got more tries than anybody in this competition. Andy Warwick back on the field again for the injured Kyle McCall.
Hughes.
Stewart. 3 minutes, 2 points between them. Back inside to Ludick. Play on, says the referee. Not a knock on, came off a foot. Ayew has to make sure he releases it, and he does. Stewart looking for a runner, gets one in. Andy Warwick. Chance on the blind side for Ulster now. Ludick tries to straighten. Ulster give away the penalty, hanging on in the tackle.
Let it go.
Jim, this could be the big massive turnover by Edinburgh that they just needed. Now with the fact that the clock can go red, you can still kick long. Edinburgh just going to try and work their way down the field to get within 3 points for Duncan Weir to try and steal it again.
That hasn't got into touch. Tommy Bow has kept it in field, and he's knocked it back a further 10 metres. Well, how very, very unfortunate was that for Tommy Bishop. The intention was right, the skill level was right, the thought process was right. But alas, the execution let him down a wee bit. Weir's kick was absolutely pinpoint accurate. Bow knocked it in field. Thought he had a man behind him, and he did. And given the laws of physics in the shape of a rugby ball, it could and did go anywhere.
Duncan Weir getting lucky for going for Brooke, trying to get every metre he could. He then gets a lucky break. So Edinburgh in a prime position now. So Ulster's defence same as before.
Cameron Fenton with the throw for Edinburgh. Taking at the front. Also will not want to give away any penalties with Duncan Weir on the field. Just over a minute remaining. Edinburgh need to get something out of this. Can they burst away? Foles. There's a strong carry by Edinburgh.
Play on off the feet.
Off the foot, says the referee. Not a knock on. 5 metres from the Ulster line into the final minute of this extraordinary game at the Kingspan Stadium in Belfast. Still there for Edinburgh. Here they go again. There's the second try scorer. Carmichael has another rattle at the Ulster line.
Move White! Stay back, White!
Duncan Weir has got himself back, positioned to do a Johnny Sexton, or indeed just do a Duncan Weir. But they may try to squeeze over the Ulster line. It would be heartbreaking for the men in white to lose it at this stage.
Hands away!
And they're getting closer all the time.
Away, White, stay back.
There's the ball, there's the line. Now they have it, now they drive. Can they get over? They're held up, I think. Endo will need to squeeze it back. And the referee's got to go upstairs. No, held up, he says. Held up.
Forward.
2 seconds remaining, 1 second remaining into the red, and it's going to be a 5 metre scrum.
Awarded.
And what odds on Duncan Weir taking the drop goal in?
Yeah, he won't take it from first phase, but I just don't understand, Jim, why he's standing there. He's 10 yards out, it's a chip shot. I just don't understand why he didn't take it. But I could imagine he'll try and set up a phase on the right hand side, forwards, drop back into the middle, and then just chip it over.
It may sound somewhat melodramatic, but this could be the most important scrum of Ulster's entire season to date.
It's a difficult one. Obviously, the back row need to be down so that the scrum will not give away a penalty, but they then, from 5 yards out, you have to be careful that they're still in the defensive line. So really difficult position to defend from. First things first, no penalty from the scrum, and then just making sure everybody's first.
I will have no hesitation in penalising whoever takes the scrum down if it goes down. Keep your standards and keep it up. No matter who's responsible, they will be dealt with. Keep it up.
Nigel Owens has told him he'll have no hesitation in penalising the side that takes the scrum down. So they both know what's going to happen if the scrum collapses. What's going to happen if Edinburgh get the strike and the hold and the shot? Well, Weir is not in a position to be dropping a goal unless he moves back in field again. So he may just be standing there as something of a decoy. Maybe Edinburgh will pick up and drive off the back of the scrum because Dupree is back in there. Edinburgh have won it. There is the pick and drive. It's good defending by Ulster. Edinburgh still have the ball. Back to Weir. He's under a bit of pressure. And he's put it right between the posts. And Duncan Weir, almost predictably, has won this game for Edinburgh. And they go ahead of Ulster into third place in Conference B of the Pro 14. And Ulster's season is going to be very difficult from here on in. What a finish. You always felt that Edinburgh might have been capable of doing that. And to be fair, Ulster presented them with the easiest of chances, and Weir took it.
Yeah, Jim, we mentioned not 15 minutes ago that Edinburgh play right to death. Last week they won it with the last bit of the game, and congratulations to Edinburgh not giving up, no matter how many times they went behind, and well done Duncan Weir for slotting that.
He had to stay cool, and he did stay cool. It wasn't his best contact of all time, but that didn't matter. The result was exactly what Edinburgh and Richard Cockle, who lost. Edinburgh still have the ball. Back to Weir. He's under a bit of pressure. And he's put it right between the posts. And Duncan Weir, almost predictably, has won this game for Edinburgh. And they go ahead of Ulster into third place in Conference B.